Hi, how are you guys signing on? Good to see you. I didn't advertise this one as much, so there might not be a million people on here, which might be really, really nice. But you guys who signed on and are watching already, thank you. And we will get started here in just a little bit when I get some more people on, and then we'll talk about stuff. And I'm in my bedroom tonight. Usually I do them in my dining room. Hi, Cindy. I see your hello. Um, as you guys come on for at least now, since I didn't advertise this one very much, I think this is lovely because I'll be able to actually like see people's comments, hopefully. Anyway, hi, Kyle and Brenda and other Cindy in Iowa. You know, I was thinking of going and doing like an event there. I don't know that I want to do the fair, but I was thinking of doing something in Des Moines and something in Casper um, in this coming year, where they're just like events where I just do readings for people. Um, I don't necessarily like, hi, Barb. I don't necessarily like doing them from the fair anymore just because now I've been doing this like 20 years and sometimes it's just like, no, I don't want to do that. Anyway, hello to you guys tonight from my bedroom. Usually I do it in my dining room, but my dining room is cold and I don't feel like being cold. So I was like, I'm just going to do it in here. Hi to everybody signing on. Hi, Sunny. Hi, Faye. Good to see you. I love it when people like tell me where they're like signing in from. I think that's so cool. I just did a reading for a lady in the freaking Netherlands, and just like right before this, and it was like 2:30 there, but there was some kind of scheduling mistake. So anyway, hi to all you guys signing on. I love seeing you all on here. So tonight I kind of wanted to do this a little bit different. Hi, I will be doing a reading where you guys can come on with me the way that I have been doing them. But I also wanted to talk about some other stuff because we are at a new year. And so this year promises to be quite eventful, astrologically, numerology wise, um, all the things. So I thought I'd give you guys kind of like a heads up of what I kind of see coming forward in the coming year. I've done like I do a lot of readings. So when people come to my office, I have a lot of people that are really scared about what's coming up, especially in the United States. Like what's coming up here, just because there's a lot of kind of unknown factors. Um, and I try not, actually, I shouldn't say this. I never try to be non political because if you know me, you know exactly where I stand on everything. I'm not shy or quiet. And I'm not particularly happy about the way things are going. I don't know how they're going to proceed, so I'm just going to talk to you about it. But I do know, like, when people have come to my office and they ask me who I thought was going to win the presidency, I'm too attached. I was too attached in the 2016 election. I was too attached in this last election. And both times I was not able to give any kind of accuracy because I am too attached to it, if that makes any sense. I care too much about it. I care too much about people and their lives and what they have to go through and the struggles they have to experience, regardless of their gender, ethnicity, what they want to be called, a he or she, or if they're gay, if they're not. Like, I think that we should be kind to one another and understand that everyone has a different experience in this life. And we shouldn't just discount other people's experiences because we don't agree with it or we are against it or whatever. So, hi to everybody saying hi. I'm just telling you this because when I start talking about like this year, I want you to know that I try to lean away from those kinds of things prediction wise because I'm too attached. And I know that about myself. I've been like that since I was a kid. I was an editor in my high school newspaper. I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to tell the truth. And, so I guess I found a different way to do it. Right. But that was kind of, my experience growing up. So I am very blue, or whatever you want to call it. I am a free thinker who thinks that everybody should be treated with kindness. So see, even my shirt, kind people are my kind of people. So I just want to say that because it kind of also affects how I am doing things next year as well. I've decided, like, I've had a lot of things shitty happen in my life. And you know what? I just take them and I turn them into something awesome. So I'm going to be creating some awesomeness to kind of counteract some of the bullshit that's happening in the world right now. And I do mean across the world, not just in the United States. So one of the things that I'm doing, and you guys, I was supposed to send out a newsletter with my classes and stuff listed in it. And guess who didn't do it? ADHD girl. That's me. And Stephanie is moderating for me tonight. And so just know Stephanie's on here as well. But what my intention is that I have Soul Social so anyway, my class and stuff, you can tell I got my brain just kind of dips off into wherever it needs to go. So I'm trying to stay on point here and tell you guys my business Soul Social, which originally started as an app, but I'm not going on Shark Tank. I don't need to be a millionaire. I just wanted it to be for people who were taking classes from me. It ended up being a little too complicated, but the business is still mine. So in addition to my focus on Home Sweet Home, I'm also going to focus on Soul Social. Soul Social is an entirely different kind of thing. It is a way to create community. It was meant for initially like for classes and stuff like that. And so I'm still teaching classes. You'll still be able to find out information about that. But Soul Social is essentially a way for us as a community to get together. There's so much online stuff that people don't feel connected to other human beings anymore. And even dating and all that kind of stuff, like it's hard, especially like online dating, because the online dating pool is a little bit of a cesspool. So it's a little hard to like meet people, to get to know people. And with work becoming much more remote, like ever since 2020, there's so much more remote stuff, which is beneficial and helpful. But at the same time, it doesn't make us feel connected to other people. So what I want to do is create community with other human beings. They can be online or in person. I want to make sure that I include, regardless of where you live, how you live, who you are, what you believe in, what you don't believe in. I don't care. Just, I want to create situations where we can come have fun, like low cost or no cost to you guys. But I have a big office space for any of you guys who've been at my office. For any of you guys who've been in it, hi to everybody signing on. I am so sorry that it's just, I see all of you guys signing on. I'm not necessarily reading it. I'm just yapping away. So know that, but any questions you have, Stephanie can answer. And I just want to say thank you for signing on and listening to me blab away here. We're going to do things like have game night, and we're going to have tables out. So Chris has bakery in there for a while, and it kind of opened my eyes up to a different use of the space besides just for classes and events. Like, why not create community within the community where I live? So we're going to do things like have game night. We might do speed friending so people can make new friends. We might definitely going to do the game night and do like some other ideas. If you guys have any good ideas, let us know. I want it to be inclusive. I want it to be friendly for both family and adults. So there'll be different kind of themes with that. But I want to create that. So create that without the context of religion or like you have to believe in psychics or whatever. It's my office space. I just want to make it so you guys who come to me, because that's who it will primarily be advertised to, is you guys. The people that come to me. So, and I'll be participating. So on game night, you better believe that I'll be there playing Sorry or Shoots and Ladders or whatever other silly game we have. And we can put them out on different tables. It's just really important to me that we get back to a place where we feel like we have people, not just like online people or someone that you call or whatever, but that we have actual human beings in our presence. Because I don't think as human beings, we're designed to not be around other human beings. And it's different, there's extroverts, introverts, whatever. Like introverts gain gain energy from being alone. Extroverts gain energy from being with other people. It's not exclusive to either. It's an experience so that you can connect with other people. One thing that I hear a lot of from clients and people that come to me is that they don't know how to make friends right now because they work from home, or they don't know how to date because they don't like online dating. And you know what? I don't like it either. And so it's like they need to know how to connect with community in a way that kind of works for them. So lots of people who come to see me, like, then they bring their friends or they tell people or whatever. So if people are friends with, if you're friends with a psychic who's doing a game night, it might be fun. So I just want you to know those things are coming up on my calendar. The other thing is that I am teaching. I do have it laid out. I just got to get the dates cemented and the people that are going to help me cemented. Because Charles Cox is going to help me, who's a local psychic medium who's been doing this work over 30 years. I'm going to do stuff with Dina Gould, who our retreat, by the way, is February 4th or something. It starts. There's a few spots still left. It is an amazing experience. It's one of my favorite things that I get to teach all year. And it is something that we did last year. And I think the year before, I can't remember. We've done a lot. So we will continue to do that. By extension, that allows you the opportunity to meet lots of women who are in your community as well, or at least in Colorado. So for you girls out there, or ladies or women, or and if you are interested in participating, there's still spaces in that. The link is on my website, and I'm sure Stephanie will list it here in just a minute. And so there's spots left. If there's anyone, like if you want to go with a friend, Dina's great at setting up the room choices. So like you get to room with someone who, like, I don't know, she just intuitively chooses them. So, and I let her handle all that because I'm a flake and she is very organized. So she does all of that. So she'll be the one you hear from if you do decide to participate in that. I don't know when our next one will be after that. We'll just kind of see how that goes. But it's super fun. It's immersive. It's a Thursday late afternoon to a Sunday earlier afternoon kind of experience. We're together the whole entire time. We're at this amazing like bed and breakfast place that I love. It's in Monument. So for all you Colorado people, it's like 45 minutes from Denver. And you're assigned a room. They do all the meals. And if you have special dietary restrictions, they help with that as well. So you can have those dietary restrictions, room with someone you like. And if not, someone that you know or don't know, will make it work. But basically you're spending an entire weekend with me and Dina. So it'll be both fun. It's not, a lot of it is immersive. So we're together almost the whole time. So just know that, except for when you're sleeping. And Dina likes to get up early and I don't. So she is responsible for the morning activities and I am responsible for the nighttime activities. And that seems to work out really well. So just know we have a lot of people that go and then they want to come back. So we have some return people signed up. So if you know anyone or if you're interested, check it out. And then the other thing, hi to everybody saying hi to me. And the other thing, I have my bifocals on, so I got to look like that in order to do it. And I'm not trying to have you guys look up my nose right now. So anyway, so that, and then also lastly, before I get into this next year thing, and then we'll do some readings and stuff. Lastly, So classes. So I think I used to teach a class called Psychic and Self-Development. It was a process. It was a class that you went to. It was like 10 classes over 9 months. And there's lots of people in those classes. They became like a tribe with one another, and they're still friends to this day. So it's like you meet people that you kind of become like your souls are old friends, and it's lovely. And so but it meets for 10 times throughout the year, and then there's other additional things connected to it. What I've decided to do is, for those of you who want to do private mentoring with me, which I've had people reach out and ask for, I do kind of believe in the way that I teach or the way that I get information. So it would be a requirement that if someone is in fact doing mentorship for mediumship or psychism or whatever, that they also are in these classes. The classes, though, are not going to be obligatory. If you choose not to attend all 10, that's fine. I just can't do personal mentoring with you. But if you do choose to attend all 10, and there will be a discount for that in advance, because there will be people, you can come and you can attend 1 or 2 and not the whole thing. I will list all the descriptions of what I teach in each one, and each one will have its own individual class cost. But if you want to pre-register or get private mentoring with me, there is a discount on the cost of all 10 classes. The classes will be in person and recorded. In person, online, and recorded. That should be the way to say that. So if on one of the dates you can't make the class, but you pay for it, you will be receiving the recorded class so that you can watch it. The only thing that kind of sucks about that is that I am definitely a teacher who believes in teaching through not just me talking, but also you putting what you're learning into practice. And I think that's such a really important thing. So even though I don't have all the dates set up, I will have it eventually figured out here pretty soon. I want to start those classes in March. There is a application process. It's not really that. It's just so that you can look at and tell me kind of where you stand with things, so that the people who are in the classes who want to do more than just 1 or 2 classes. If you want to do just 1 or 2, that's fine. That's absolutely fine with me. The ones that are open for you to be able to do that will be on there, like ones about like figuring out your life purpose and understanding and finding the things you're passionate about and stuff like that. So that class anybody could take, but like a class on how to connect with your loved ones in the spirit world, that would be a little different. That wouldn't be necessarily open to anyone other than the making your own connection class. And by the way, you don't have to memorize everything I'm saying. It will be listed or written out on the website in its entirety once I get the final date things put on there. So I just want you to know that I will be doing that, and then there'll be private mentorship added to these classes that I'm doing. So if you want to add on to that, then there'll be a discounted rate for that, and that will be a private mentorship. But expect in that private mentorship that it's not me just talking to you, like you're going to have to doing exercises and stuff like that, because I definitely feel like the best way to do this is to do it, not just to talk about it. So I've been in lots of classes over the years. Like in the very beginning, I was in classes, and then I just kind of went off and did my own thing. And then someone told me about all these teachers that like teach at Arthur Finley or whatever. And I was like, oh, I want to take a class with one of them. So I started taking classes with them, and I learned a lot, but I also learned a lot about me and whatever. And so I decided to take a break from teaching. And in the last, it's been a big chunk. It's been like, I think the last one I did was like 2017 or 2018, like the last big ones that I did. And I have done thousands of fucking readings since then. So my whole perspective on how I used to teach and everything has changed dramatically. So I like to kind of stick with these guidelines. There will also be groups to support practicing mediums and psychics. So those groups will be coming back. I know that some of you who are on here used to come to my mediumship development group, where I will also have a psychic development group meeting at my office. Those will also be kind of low cost, like 20, 25 bucks to come in that. And those are only people that I know that they are either working mediums, have taken classes with me, or certain kind of like teachers that I kind of jive with that are out there, because I really like my mediumship development group and my psychic development group to be with people who are honest, caring, decent with each other, not fucking competitive, because you would be surprised that in a job like this that people are so competitive, but they are. And that's a constant, like, kind of ongoing problem with this work. So I like to create connections with community and support one another and not try to tear each other down or one up someone. So if you're doing a reading for a new medium who's practicing and asking you things, that you're not like just no, that's not right. But it allows the opportunity for connection and community. And that's just really, really important to me. Happy New Year. And thank you to everybody saying hi who's actually getting on here and watching me yap away. I appreciate it. And so those classes are coming up, as well as some individualized classes that are not part of the program, but are like the Making Your Own Connection class, which is a weekend workshop to get you to help understand like how mediums work, all that kind of stuff, and connect with your loved ones on your own. And then as soon as we can get it figured out, me, Tuches, Sarah Martucci, and Jen Welty will be teaching a tarot class that will be like a series of classes, probably like on like a Wednesday night from, like, I don't know, like 6 to 8 or something, for like 6 weeks or something like that, because it is a process to learn it. And if you learn tarot, I want you to walk away knowing tarot. So basically, not just like, oh, you have all the information in a book, but it's like, oh, you have all the information because you've had experience with those cards and you now know what they mean to you. So that is kind of how I teach. And I know Jen and Tuches, or Sarah Martucci, by the way, but I just call her Tuches, that they will be doing the class with me, and we can all kind of like get on for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, give you some homework. They will be like support activities with that as well, that include me and them like helping you better understand like how cards and stuff like that go. So that's what I have coming up next year, or this year actually, because now we're in 2025. And it also was considering, and I said this in the very beginning, I was also considering like, my gallery readings, the like I just did one with Anthony. Sometimes I do them at my office. They're like 50, 60 people. And then it's just me and them for whatever. I do as many readings as I can in a couple of hours. So me and Anthony were in March. We did the last few years. We've gone to the East Coast, and that has been lovely, but it doesn't really work for us this year. So instead, I will still be having the events with him again in November of this year. And there will be 2 events in Denver, and we're going to add one to Colorado Springs. But I am thinking that this year I'm also going to kind of go off into Casper, Des Moines, and Grand Junction to do some of those. I don't know how they'll do. I just want to take a chance. It's really important to me to get to places where there's not tons of mediums and there's not tons of that kind of stuff, to be able to give people the experience of what mediumship is. I just think it's so important to see, and that's why I do this, to see that it's not scary and that it's nothing like that, and that your loved ones are with you. They're still in support of you. They love you. They're the very best versions of themselves. That's why I do these lives like this as well, because I just think it's so important to like break down those kinds of barriers that people have that make them fearful of this. because I think we're all energy. So when your body dies, you're still energy, and you're the very best version of yourself because you don't got to pay bills or like deal with any bullshit or get sick, but you do understand everything. And so people are kind of like at their very best when they die, and it's instantaneous. It's not like something like, oh, it takes them 2 months until they're able. No, it doesn't. It's instant. They're healed instantly. All their human bullshit healed. When they come to me, they just kind of touch my human experience, and then I can bring them back to life kind of for a moment, who they were, how they were, but how they are now, and how they're still with you, and what they've seen since they've died. So all that stuff is good stuff. It's healing. It's helpful. I just, anything I can do to kind of like bring this into the hearts and minds of the world and open up that is really kind of where my heart's at. So now hi to everybody signing on. Hi. So I will do some online ones as well, like some online ones, but I'm also maybe going to go do some in person in different cities. I just don't know where yet. I have a million ideas, but if I do the million ideas, then I can't do any of the other shit I want to do. So I got to kind of like keep on track of that. That's why I am kind of hesitating with some of my class release stuff, because I just want to make sure that the dates are cemented. Even though I know what I'm going to do, I just got to make sure I have the dates where they need to be, that I have the equipment set up, that I have that information. So, all right. So that's enough about that nonsense. And the other thing is, I just want to tell you this. I get all kinds of compliments from you guys when I go back and read through the compliments about my hair. And I want you to know it's totally fucking fake. That's why it's always changing. And I know a lot of you know that, and I know I don't have to say that, but I am going to say it because I like to change it a lot. So one day I might have a part in the middle and pink hair, and then today I just have regular librarian hair. And so just know that if I look different every time I see you, that is why. So that's why that's happening. Anyway, all right, so let's talk about next year. Let's talk about 2025 from a astrology, numerology, and tarot standpoint. So next year is going to be a big year. That is why I feel so dedicated to creating community and connecting with people, because some shit's about to get real with all of humanity, not just in the United States, but all of humanity kind of deciding we have all this technology, all this money, all this stuff that we can do now. We can connect, we can talk to people, we can connect across the world. But we have forgotten our humanness. We have forgotten our humanity. And because of that, we're in this transitional phase. Last year in November, we saw it, but this year is definitely like the Age of Aquarius. So I'm not an astrologer, okay? Like, I use an app that I really like. It's called The Pattern. It looks like a black swoosh. I've used it sometimes when I'm doing readings for someone and I know they're going through some kind of life cycle, like a Saturn return or whatever. And if they know their birth time, I'm able to look at what cycles they're in. Now, I am telling you, astrologers know what the fuck they're talking about. I just know basic stuff. So I'm not really an expert on that. Don't ever come to me for an astrology reading. If you want like a full-on astrology thing, you can go to an astrologer, or I would highly recommend this app. I've used lots of them. This one is probably my favorite. And it also hurts my feelings a lot because it's right. It says things like, you might have a tendency to be codependent or some shit like that. And it's true, and I don't like it. And so it does stuff like that. So if you are wanting to see things about your personality and who you are and how you communicate, it's awesome for that. It's also awesome for showing you the transits and what you might be experiencing. I think to sign up for it, it's free. But if you want to go into more depth, I think it's like some minimum amount a month. You can be friends with people and kind of see how you guys would get along. So you are able to like make friends. There's an app called CoStar like that, which I thought was the shit, but it is not the shit. The pattern, I believe, is the shit. So all my kids are on it. And then I even created one for their dad who's in the spirit world so they could look at that just to see how they might have gotten along if he was still here today. So I paid extra to do that. But you can be friends with people. You can set your partner on there. It's always best to know the birth time. And if you don't have your birth time, but you have your birth certificate, most vital statistics places have a long form and a short form. And so on the long form, if your state doesn't include the time on the short form, it'll be on the long form and you can just send away for that, because astrology is much more meaningful and accurate when you have your time, because you have a sun sign, a rising sign, a moon sign. All the different planets are in different signs. They all affect you differently. They're all in different houses, stuff like that. And if you do it and you want to be friends with me on there, I'm totally cool with that. Steph, can you put this in the comments? I am at, like the at sign, and it's KOTU, K-O-T-U, Kim of the Universe, 1973, because that was the year I was born. So KOTU 1973 on there. And then like you can friend request me, and then you could see how we would get along if we got to be friends, because most of the time I feel like I'm friends with everybody I do a reading for, but then I don't remember any shit that I talked to them about. So, but I mean, anyone who is my friend knows that that's how I am as well. But I figure since people are coming to me, they're not telling me stuff, I'm telling them stuff. So just so you know, that app is amazing. So the pattern is how you communicate. And then within the pattern, it shows something called the impact. And that will show you different transits that you're having in your own personal experiences and life. So it's very insightful. I'm all about insightfulness. It's also very insightful when you match up to someone, either as a friend or in a relationship, to help better understand communication patterns and better understand why someone might be doing the same thing over and over again. So it's good stuff. It's good knowledge. Knowledge is good. Knowledge is power. Straight back to the He-Man days. Knowledge is power. So, I want to say that astrologically, because like I said, I'm not an expert, but we are officially in the Age of Aquarius, and the sign of Aquarius is very much about different, unique, challenging the norm, bursting through conformity. So we have a lot of shit happening, and not just that, but there are 8 different planets shifting, like Neptune and whatever. And I highly encourage you to go on that app and listen to, there's like audio for what they're saying. But next year, so this year, sorry, not next year, we're in this year, it's 2025. This year, there's a lot of shit. And it's very important that we get back to our own humanity, back to caring about other people, back to not being so removed from people's experiences that we can't relate anymore, and not judging, and understanding that in order for us to be better as a race, a human race, and it really, just so you know, it really bothers me, the word race, because that's bullshit. There is no race other than human race. And essentially, people's skin color is connected to how close their ancestors grew up to the equator. That's it. There's no race. And I hate it when people say race, or they're this race or that race. It drives me up the fucking wall, because there's not a race. We're all humans. We're all together. We have different ethnicities. And that is the beauty of us, is that we're all unique and different in our own very special way. I just have to tell you that, oh wait, what did that say? Thank you. Oh, hi in Louisiana. Sorry, I'm just reading this. Anyway, so I just wanted to tell you my little opinion on that, because that is my opinion. I don't really think that we need to judge each other that way, because no doctor operates on us different, no whatever. Like, we're all the same. we're 99.999% the same. So that kind of just needs to change in our world. But anyway, so there's lots of issues connected to gender, sexuality, ethnicity, fair, like greed, money, capitalism, all the things will be shining very brightly this year. And it's up to us to stay the course, to remain kind, to remain not fearful, but to, in fact, fight back, to not avoid. And I was with my personal trainer today, and she said, she was telling me her intention word for next year. And I was trying to think of one for me. I had like resolutions, things that I knew that I need to do. So I just put them on a list. But that really got me thinking as to like, what is my intention word? Because I tend to be slightly avoidant, a lot avoidant of things. So I just kind of like dip out and move away and don't want to deal with stuff or whatever. So I said, I don't want to be avoidant. And she said, so you want to be confrontational? And I was like, yeah, I kind of do. But not in like a negative, listen to me kind of way, but in a way that confronts the things that I don't agree with, that I think this world can be a kinder, gentler place for everybody, every single one of us. So this stuff with the astrology and all these different planets changing within an 8-month cycle, there's lots of historic parallels that if you get that app, you can listen to the historic parallels and whatever, but it's like mirrors the time of like the American Revolution, the French Revolution, all that kind of stuff. And it changes the way we see things. And in those, there were a lot of issues with class, with money, with education, with poor people, with rich people, with people who had enough and people who wanted to keep having enough no matter who had to pay for it. So that's the time that we're kind of reflecting now. But I think this is bigger than any of those times because of the fact that we have all this technology and stuff. So I'm not telling you that next year your word needs to be confrontational, but it's definitely going to be mine. Confrontational in a nice, huggy kind of way. So a nice, lovey kind of way, but challenging norms because I really think that is what we're being called to in this coming year. Now, as far as numerology goes, it's a 9-year. So a 9-year in numerology is usually about endings. I have a life path of 9. That is so numerology is actually one of the little online classes that I'm going to teach next year. So if you guys are interested in that, it's just this quick little class that I love to teach. So I'll probably be doing some stuff with numerology. But the thing about the number 9 is the number 9 is generally about endings. As far as a life path, a 9 is generally a humanitarian who experiences a lot of loss. Hello, I'm a 9. So it's like, it's a year of humanitarianism. It's a year of endings. It's a year of transitioning into better things that create better stuff for our culture, our community, our world, and within ourselves as well. So it's a 2. For a second there, I couldn't visualize the numbers of 2025. It's 2025. So in numerology, you add those numbers up. And when you add those numbers up, you get a 9. And each of the numbers connected to the 9 has a different meaning. So the 2s are about partnerships. So this coming year, there may be like understanding, and it's in 2 different places, and it has been for quite some time. So really about understanding your connections with other people, your partnerships, your all of that is extremely important this year. You may have to end some of those partnerships. They don't have to be like where you're ending them because you're not talking to them anymore. It could be people dying. It could be divorces. It could be end of job. It could be like end of, like maybe you lose a bunch of weight in 2025. There's an ending as well. So there's a lot of endings in partnerships with ourselves, our community, our world, our bodies, our spirituality. So all that stuff is there. And then in addition to that is the 5, which is, this is where it gets a little tricky with the Aquarius. We've moved into the age of Aquarius and all those other things I was talking about are happening in our astrology. But 2025, and I know you guys have seen this in the last 25 years, the zeros are kind of like, you don't know what you're going to get. A 0 can be fucking amazing or it can suck. It really sucked in 2020, but you had those 2 2s. So it was all about partnerships and connections and all that kind of stuff and changing the way that we act in our partnerships. So you start to see more online stuff. You start to see people staying home more, all that kind of stuff. So that was 2020, but now we're in 2025. And so you've got the 2s, the double 2s of partnership. Awesome. We've been having that happening since 2020 and since 2002. But the 0 and the 5 together, I'm not saying this to make you worry. I'm just saying that change is definitely afoot with the 5 and the 0. They may be financial changes. They might be schedule changes. They might be changes to your eating habits. Whatever it is, there's change afoot in every one of our lives, not just, oh, this sign or that sign or whatever, because numerology, it's across the board. So with that being said, there are a lot of changes to come in a numerology kind of standpoint, and also from a astrology kind of standpoint. So the app is great for you to figure out more on astrology. Like I said, I'm not an expert. It's a passion of mine. It's something I'm really interested in, and I love looking at it and seeing how it correlates to things. Numerology, I was a bookkeeper before I was a psychic. I like the numbers. I didn't say I was good at math. I just said I like the numbers. And so numerology has a special place in my heart. There's a really good book called The Life You Were Born to Live by Dan Millman. I really like that one because he has exercises that help you. But there's all kinds of Glynis Knows Your Number or something is another one with Glynis McCants, I think is her name. So anyway, there's lots of books and stuff out there, and there's all kinds of YouTube videos and shit like that. And so there's all kinds of stuff like that. But from the tarot standpoint, I was just going to pull some cards and then just kind of read them to you right now, to kind of see what happens. And then we'll move into me doing a couple of readings. So I just want to make sure that tonight, I don't just do mediumship. I want to do psychic stuff as well, because they usually come hand in hand. So you may be asking me a question about like your job, but your grandma might come during the reading and say, hey, I know you're changing your job right now, and this is what it looks like. And I always kind of measure that with like the soul that's coming with love and what it is that they're commenting on and how it affected them and how it affects you. So it's a lot more complex than just, I want to talk to my Uncle Bob, or I want to know if I should quit my job. There's so much more that comes to it. And tonight, what I am going to do, and I'm seeing all you guys, all your comments and stuff like that. But I will. Oh, and Toby motherfucking Jenkins is on here. Hi, Toby. Toby is one of my favorite humans, and sometimes she will moderate for me in the future. But she is awesome, and we all call her Toby motherfucking Jenkins because that is what she is. She's dealt with a lot in her path, so we love her. All right, so I'm gonna do tarot cards. There was something else that I wanted to tell you: numerology, astrology, readings. I don't remember what it was because it just fell out of my brain. But I'll probably think of it in the middle of something else that I'm talking about. Oh, the readings, doing readings for people. If you're willing to go on camera, awesome. If you're not willing to go on camera, also awesome. I just need to hear your voice. It's really important for you guys to know that since this is on YouTube and this on Facebook, please don't put a bunch of information in the comments about your life, because there are so many shady mofos out there trying to get you to private message them, faking my account, whatever. Happens more on Facebook than YouTube. But now I think on Facebook we have the check mark. And if they keep TikTok, I'll be having a check mark on there as well, because people pretend to be me and download my videos off there, which I think is crazy. So, and then they have a completely different name because they can't be Readings by Kim. So my TikTok is Readings by Kim LLC. I'm hoping TikTok stays around. I really do like the format of that. I feel like at this point, I'm not worried about anybody finding out my information, because everything about my entire life is pretty much, except for my credit card numbers. But, I don't really care about all that stuff. I'm not worried about that. But I know that some people are. So I value that, but I also just have had different experiences, and it's such a unique way to interact with people. And my TikTok, Readings by Kim LLC. And then I am also on Instagram, which is supposed to work with StreamYard, but it's a pain in the ass. So if TikTok goes away, I'll do more on Instagram, but I kind of like this StreamYard platform the way it is right now. So I just want to let you know that. So let's talk about next year. So let me see. And that was another thing. Somebody asked if their granddaughter had a gift. And as far as psychic abilities and stuff like that, I do like TikTok as an app. I do feel like that's a great place to do lives and answer questions and kind of like be at home, like how I am now, just in my bedroom, just yapping away. I don't know about how I feel about that on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, but for right now, that's kind of the direction that I'm leaning. So if you are on TikTok and want to follow me on TikTok, you know how to do that. Readings by Kim LLC. I only have one account on there. I don't have more than one. When I have Home Sweet Home and So Social on there, I'll let you know what those are as well. But for now, it's just Readings by Kim LLC. So I just want you to know that. And we're going to do tarot for 2025 and see what is in store here, because it feels like a lot. Okay, so what is in store? Maybe we'll ask for like, what is in store for, I don't know, what is in store for us in general? Like, what does it look like moving into the coming year? Oh, okay. All right. This is a lot. Holy shit. What the hell? So for you guys who may want to learn tarot, I find that tarot has been, I don't get readings from other psychics. Generally, I don't. I just go in and use my tarot deck. So if any of you guys are interested in that, I know it's not up yet. It will be. Give me a little bit of time. I'll get my shit together, I promise. I usually do, eventually. Usually late. And any of you who've had an appointment with me, you know I talk too damn much and I'm always running late. So, but I asked like what would happen next year? Like what would that look like in my head? I was like in our neck of the woods, in the United States, so to speak. And it's interesting because I have a lot of major arcana cards. And usually they kind of lend themselves to bigger events. There's minor arcana, major arcana, and court cards. So the major arcana, when you get them, it usually means it's like a bigger energy. So I feel like coming up in this country, and this is how I'm seeing this, okay? I have the magician and the high priestess. He is the masculine energy of the universe. She is the feminine energy of the universe. So this is not like gender specific. It's more about qualities that we associate with masculine and feminine. And so I see both of these cards together like this. It's telling me that there are some big changes with women and men and relationships and what that looks like moving forward. because the high priestess, well, no, wait, what I'm looking at this backward. The high priestess, this lovely lady right here, this is the feminine energy in the universe. And the feminine energy gets unleashed by the masculine energy doing things to kind of like poke at that. So basically, there's masculine energy poking the bear is I guess the best way to say that. And because that masculine energy is kind of poking, where I'm seeing that happen, I have a King of Swords and a Hierophant. Hierophant is also a major arcana. It's about traditions, structures, traditions. And then this right here, this King of Swords, it is a court card and it's a masculine energy, but this is like an energy of, there will be a masculine energy, which I'm assuming in this country, I mean, I think we all know what I'm talking about. So who wants to stick with some kind of like old fashioned or old, like dialing us back. So there is a masculine speaker who's trying to make everything the way it was and get rid of progress and do things the old fashioned way. What I'm seeing though with this is also a kind of a giving in to like our higher selves. Hopefully that's what happens because it's all free will in the freaking universe. Giving in to our higher selves. So like being generous. This is the Six of Pentacles. It's not major arcana. So you don't see the generosity as much. It's probably on a very like neighborhood level. But on a bigger level, it's about timing. And there's a lot of stuff here with timing coming up in this new year in the United States with this Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups, if you look at this card, he's looking at the cups, right? Like he's looking at them and one is covered. And cups are about matters of the heart, or things that we are devoted to, ideas that we carry close to our heart, our beliefs, or whatever. And what it is, it's about defining and seeing things more clearly about what's true and what isn't. And a lot of people right now have different versions of the truth. It's kind of like half the country sees things one way and the other half another way. And then still within those, there are subsets of people who still see things in their own light or in their own way. So I am just saying for you guys that it looks like for next year, it's like a reckoning year. We're in a reckoning of some sort. So whatever that is in this country, but I really do feel like it's people standing up for other people against people who want to keep them down. And I really find that there is kind of like an issue in this world with money and people with money wanting to keep people uneducated, working at crappy jobs for not a lot of money and not very like getting to have the same opportunities as other people that grow up differently or experience life differently. So there are a lot of people with power who are trying to control the masses by dividing us, but we are stronger than that. And so I just want to tell you guys that we're stronger than that. We're better than that. We are better. And at our base human self, aside from survival, is like love of one another. Like we can't be here without each other. We need each other. We're not self-sufficient. Human beings are not meant to not connect. I also, oddly, I don't know why the fuck I'm saying this, but I think that more of the alien shit will also become very aware next year. What is that? Like, I don't think that that's everything that's happening right now in this world. I think there's a lot of like manufactured bullshit to keep people scared. So I don't necessarily feel that way about it. I don't think that the drones people are seeing or whatever, I think they're man-made. And whatever it is meant to scare people, because when people are scared, they give away their human rights, much like after September 11th, we agreed with, because we were all so scared, we agreed with like the FISA, whatever, where they can kind of like listen to our conversations and stuff. But we agreed with it to keep us safe. So if people are scared, they tend to give up so that they're safe. And we are safe regardless. So I just want you to know that there's just a lot of stuff in the world that's trying to make you be scared. But we don't have to be. So a lot of the stuff that's out there, I think, is meant to scare us. Sometimes in the media, sometimes wherever. But I definitely feel like at our common core, we love one another and we don't want to see another human being suffer. So I think not suffer like needlessly. So, and also interesting fact. I say this in readings, but I'm saying this because it's important. You know, sometimes when you are broken up with someone, you see reminders of them everywhere, and you think, we have this bias of thinking, well, maybe it's meant to be, or maybe I'm supposed to be with this person, or maybe that's why I am, like constantly seeing reminders of them or whatever. And it's not. It's because they're thinking of you and they see reminders of you. I guarantee it. It does not mean that you are soulmates that are meant to be together. It just means that you threaded your energy together by sharing intimacy, of whether it is intimacy, like there's people that I have been friends with and been vulnerable with and shared things with that I don't talk to anymore. So when I see reminders of them, it's not because I've shared that kind of intimacy with them, but I've shared vulnerability with them. And so people like that, you'll see reminders of them scattered throughout your day and throughout your life. And I'm just going to tell you, that is not a sign that you guys are supposed to be together. So I don't know why I'm saying that. I feel like the universe just planted that in my brain. So I just want to share that and like the alien thing, they both kind of came together. So as far as like a worldwide, because the whole entire world is kind of like a mess. And so I do feel like that people initially in authoritarian, the Emperor, this card is Major Arcana. And then you have the King of Wands behind it. I feel like the authoritarian kind of stuff you're seeing will actually be kind of like removed for like a higher, kinder, gentler King of Wands. So the King of Wands is all about the spiritual element of things. So having someone rise up within that realm versus this one that's all about control and power and keeping things the same would be lovely. And so I asked how that would affect this change from authoritarianism to more of a kinder, gentler, we're all in it together kind of thing, that would bring people together. So this is the Three of Cups. So I just wanted to kind of give you a tarot perspective on it, a numerology perspective on it, and know that next year's a big year for lots of things. Regardless of what those things are, it's just a big year. And I think that you guys will all handle it miraculously, and we'll all handle it together, and we'll all connect in some way, the way we're doing right now, and create community and bring ourselves back to our humanity. Because right now, people are scared, and when they're scared, they're doing crazy shit. And nobody needs that. So people in positions of power like to keep other people below them with less money or whatever, because that keeps them fighting each other and not realizing the power they have to rise above. So let's rise above this year. All right. Please don't put any personal information on this about your loved ones or anything like that. I'm going to say who I feel drawn to. This worked best the other day. So I'm going to have you guys in just a moment kind of like include just put some emojis in there so I can catch a name. And then I'm going to catch a name and do a reading. And then I'll put the invitation on the screen, or Stephanie will put it on the screen, so that you guys know where to click to jump on camera. But again, you don't have to jump on camera. You can also just do it voice only. But because I'm clairaudient and hear things mostly, even though mostly it just sounds like me in my own head. So that's fun. But I want to just hear your voice. And that's why readings on phone or Zoom or in person all work the same. And the exact reason why I can't do an email reading, because I don't work that way. I need to hear somebody's voice. Pay attention for the, you guys, I can choose you. You can ask anything. You can talk to a loved one. You can ask a psychic question. I might use my tarot cards. I might tune in another way. But I wanted to kind of do something a little different. And Stephanie is posting on my link tree, which lists all of the different places where you can find me. And then while I wait for the person to sign on, I can briefly answer questions that I read as we go, not psychic questions, but any questions about any of the nonsense that I've been talking about for the last 45 minutes. This is what I want you to do. I just want you to start putting in emojis. And I'll ask in the beginning if you've seen me before or not. If I've seen you before, you also know I don't remember shit. But your loved ones will have something new to say. But I'm in it for whoever. So I am going to look at that here in just a minute, and I'm going to pick a name, and then I'm going to call it out. And that's the person I'm going to invite on. I have to trust the process with this. I used to do it different, but now I just feel like this is how I need to do it. And I would like, whoa. Where did that name go? Oh, that's a dude. Okay. Is there a Robert Lopez? I think Robert Lopez. And if you have somebody else with you, they're welcome to come on camera too. If you are like last week I did one where, hey, Steph, can you put the link in there so they can click it? Oh, there we go. Robert Lopez. So Stephanie's going to put a link on here. You just need to click it. And Steph, he's on Facebook, but I don't know if he's on my personal or business, because for some reason it did my personal one today too. I don't know why. But anyway, so if you have someone with you, so if you were here last week when I was doing these on Christmas Eve, I really kind of like the way that worked, because I was able to just bring you on, and you don't have to put a bunch of information there, and you can just give me a word of what you want me to look at, or a topic. A dead person's first name, like Bob, or a topic like work, instead of, do you think I should quit my job, or telling me that Bob's your grandpa. Less information is better. I've picked someone. So we're going to do Robert Lopez as soon as we're able to make that connection, and have him come on. And then I will do another one. So let me copy that and see. I think Stephanie's pasting it. Oh yeah, Stephanie pasted it. It's on Facebook, Medium and Psychic Kim Moore. So Robert, you can just click that. While I'm waiting, anyone that's with Robert, or knows Robert Lopez, either you're there with him or you want to come on camera with him, you can click the link too. But once he gets on, I'll ask him if he knows you, and then I can add you to the conversation as well. I can have up to 10 people. So, on the live like this. So if you know him and maybe know the same dead people, or you told him to get on, Robert, please use the link replied to your comment and pinned. So she replied to your comment. Ooh, there we go. Oh wait, that's not him. So I am just waiting for Robert. So anyone else, if he gives me permission, I can add you to the reading. But only people that know him, because I'm assuming maybe you got dead people in common or something like that. So I'm just waiting for him to join me. If you have someone in your house with you now, Robert, and you want to do this with them as well, that's fine. Last week I did one it was kind of funny. It was a lady, and I guess I had read her before, but she said that her husband was there. I thought it was so funny. She said like he was there, and I was saying things about his dead people, and I guess it was kind of surprising to him. So it was a very interesting reading. So if you look at the very last reading at my last live, it was pretty cool that they came through, and she was like, I told him he was going to get a reading tonight. And then you picked me, and then the people all came for him. So I thought that was pretty awesome. So I'm just going to wait a little bit longer for Robert Lopez. If he does not jump on here pretty quick, I'll just move on to a different person, but I'm hoping that he does. So if you guys have any questions, hold on, wait, it's a weird question. Can you communicate with our pets who have passed? Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes, I can, because it's all soul to soul communication. So I talk to people's pets all the time and their loved ones. And sometimes I talk to their loved ones and they're all like dry-eyed about it. And the minute I bring through their dog, they burst out into tears. So I definitely talk to people's pets. I've even talked to pets with people that were like, did rescue, where they saved a lot of animals, but they didn't know what happened to them after that. All kinds of shit. So I've had some really weird animal readings. I've read ostriches, turkeys, freaking camels. No, not a camel, alpaca, all kinds of weird shit. So I just want you to know that. And so I definitely need Robert Lopez to sign on, because if he does not, I'm going to have to move on to somebody else. Anyway, if you guys have any quick questions, let me know. I can answer your questions until I see someone pop on here, but I might end up having to move on to somebody else if they don't click in here pretty quick. So whoever Robert Lopez is, click the link and I'll be able to do a reading from you for you. So, oh, he's trying. So Debbie, do you know him?
Mom.
What?
He's trying to find the comment. So I put it in.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait. That's Christine. Hold on. That's not.
He's trying to find the comments, but I post like pin one to
okay.
People to stop putting comments, but then you ask for them to ask questions while you.
Oh, okay. So you guys, Stephanie's trying to pin the link so he can get to it. Debbie, if you're with him,
it's pinned right at the. It's pinned for the Facebook comment. So like.
It's pinned on the Facebook comment.
If he enters back in, it should be the first thing.
All right. If he enters back in, it should be the first thing that he sees. That's what she said. So I'm just adding the link just one more time. The link should be on there. So he couldn't find the link. I don't know what's up. So the link is Robert on my personal page or my business page? Because for some reason it did both and I don't know. Hold on here. I have to look at my phone. See what's happening. Because Stephanie has sent it to me. Yeah. So anyway, so I am hoping that hi Robert Lopez, help. I am going to Stephanie is are you like a personal friend of mine, or are you a client, Robert? And if everyone could just hold off on the comments for just a moment so I can talk to him. I'm wondering if they're so we're trying to get him on here. So it's just, if you guys could just hold off with the comments for just a sec so he can find the link, that would be awesome. We're posting it on YouTube, posting it on Facebook. I think part of the problem is it might be on my stuff. I think my personal page is also connected. So I think that's a problem. Yeah. So let me go to my personal page and yeah. So if you are on my personal page, it's on the business page. And I don't know how to fix that, but I think you'll figure it out. And Stephanie's helping you, and I know you're having a hard time logging on, so don't worry about it. I'll get to you because I see your comments. It's okay. You don't have to be sorry. Technology is a pain in the ass. Yeah. So Robert, give Steph just a sec. That's my daughter. She'll help you. She's very smart at these kinds of things. I am not. Sometimes she says to me, Mom, you just go be the talent. I'll handle it. So, and that's how my kids talk to me because I can't remember shit. So we're going to get with him. Steph is going to make sure he has the link. And then we'll be able to do it from there. So let's see here. You guys are just sitting here waiting with me. So we'll get to him though, and then I will get to somebody else. Sorry, you guys, if you're tired from having a long day. But I just want to make sure that I, do what I say what I do what I say. So I want to get with him. And then we will move on to whoever is next. So I will do another reading after this one. As soon as we get it up and going, we'll get it all handled and move on from there. We know he's going to do it. So we're just going to make the magic happen. I don't know how we're going to make it happen, but we're going to make it happen. It's 9:13 so there's people on other parts of the country. He is on the business page, so I am not sure what is going on. Okay, here's the deal. I am just gonna private message him on there with this link. So hold on, you guys. I'm getting off here and going on to my business page. Please excuse me while I figure this shit out. Facebook. I know you can still hear me and see me, but this is a hot mess. So let's see if he's anywhere in the recent conversations. He's not. So I want to compose one for Robert Lopez. Hold on a second. Robert Lopez. There you are. And here is the link. So Robert, I think I'm sending you a private message with the link. So go into your Facebook and the link should be in your email. I hope. We're hoping that works. So let me get back to the live. Remember where the hell it is. There it is. All right, you guys. Hopefully this works. So Robert, I privately sent it to you in your Facebook messages because Steph's posted it. I'm not exactly sure. There you are. There you are. We have found a Robert.
Oh my God.
Hi.
Hello. God, I'm so excited.
So I'm glad I got to read you. And even though it was, it was just a little bit of a mess, but I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're getting a reading. Have I ever met you before?
No, you read for my sister though.
Oh, right on. Okay. So I probably know some of your dead people. But I don't know who your sister is, and you don't have to tell me either. So, you have loved ones maybe you want to talk to, any questions about anything going on in your life. I've got you for probably like 10, 15 minutes. So what you want to ask about? Is there anyone you want to talk to, just a name, or is there
Alicia?
in spirit?
Alicia?
Yeah, she's gone, right? She's in
Yes.
spirit. Okay. And oh, wait a second. Is she close to your age? Like
No.
she's right next to you. Okay, hold on here just a second. I feel her energy like all around you. So let me figure out what's going on here. Because she looks like very vibrant when she's coming through. So you don't have to say anything. I'm going to build her up, and then I'm going to ask you what's true and what's not. Or maybe it's all true. But I feel like Alicia, when I'm like tuning into her energy, there's like all these colors. So I feel like I'm like looking at a rainbow of colors. And they seem to be like coming from her. So my sense is this is probably what her personality might have been like, or she might have been very engaging, or something like that, because there's a strong character with her as she's starting to come. But she's like wrapped around you when I'm seeing her, and I'm not exactly sure why that is. But she keeps putting her arms around you. So I feel like her connection to you is very loving. But I also feel like there's a lot of stuff kind of going on with her. So is she actually younger than you?
No.
Okay. Do you have a kid?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm going off in a different direction for just a moment, and then I'll get back. I feel like you have a kid. I feel like Alicia says she knows your kid, sees your kid, something like that. She keeps talking about, wait a minute. You have two of them?
One.
Wait. She says there's two people she's around that look like kids. They're not kids, though. I don't think they're little kids. So Alicia seems to be around two young people that are younger than you. One of them is your kid, but there's another one there with her. I don't exactly know who that is yet. Or not with her, not dead. They're the living. You have a living kid, and there's another living kid, and they're only kids to you because of your age. They're not kids to you because they're all yours. They're just like under your age group. One of them seems like yours. One of them seems different. There's like a feminine energy there. But whoever Alicia is, she seems to look over these younger people that she seems to be very attached to. She also seems very attached to you. And she has a big heart. But was she also ill before she died?
Yes.
Okay. And have I talked to her before? Because she's coming. Like, do you know, did I talk to her for your sister or something?
I believe so.
Because this lady says she knows me. She's trying to work with me because this isn't how I normally do it. She's like, I'm here. She has grandkids. She knows your sister. She seems to love you. She keeps putting her arms around you. But the interesting thing about her is she looks like she's like 35 years old. So I think if she's older than that, she's wanting to show you this healed version of herself. But because everybody remembers her as not looking like that at the end, and that seems like a really difficult time. And I also feel like when she dies, there's a man in the spirit world waiting for her. That's someone close to her age. It could be a husband, a brother, I don't know. But there's some other dude over there with her. And so she's standing with them. So these are dead people. And I actually think there's 3 men there and 1 female. I don't know who they are yet. But I feel like she's bringing family through because I think family was very important to Alicia. And she would want to show you that she's still connected to family, both living younger people and older people that have died. Because it seems like she's reconnected with almost like a brother, but some brother-in-law died before her, another man who she seems to love, but died way before her. Like, I don't even know that you know those people. I think you know a couple of them, but she looks so happy. Like, I don't know what was going on for her at the end of her life. She says you wanted more time with her. So I think she was sick though, but you keep thinking, I don't know, maybe you could have spent more time with her or something. She disagrees with you completely. She absolutely loves you, like a mom would love a son, you know, like she just absolutely loves you. She's got this nurturing around her. She keeps wrapping her arms around you. She tells me, she's talked to me before. She tells me, I think she has grandkids. And she also says, is she your mom?
Yes.
She acts like you're one of her favorites. So is your sister and the other ones, okay? I just want you to know she's not, but she feels very much like she looks at you as someone that was always there for her. I think your sister was. I think you have other siblings too, right? Like,
Yes.
it's not just you and your sister. There's other ones. Things were different. But I feel like, were you trying to help with your mom at the end of her life? Because she isn't well. And I don't think you're like trained medical staff. But
No, I
like
called her a lot.
Okay. Like you were trying to lift her spirits or help her or whatever. Because she says you were very engaged with her. You wanted more time, but she says, but you were connecting with her. And you know, the thing about your mom at the end of her life, she doesn't want anyone seeing her like that, especially not you. So even though I do feel like you called her and you might have had a video call or something like that, but she says she knows how much you love her. And regardless of whether you got to be there at the final moment or whatever, it doesn't matter to her. It matters that she's around you. But is your dad also in the spirit world?
Yes.
Like, he died before her though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He did.
He died like way before her or something. And then I also think she has a brother over there. So way before her, I think like 10 years. I think she's got a brother over there or a brother-in-law as well. But your dad's here because I feel like you look like him.
Yes, I do.
Like almost exactly like him.
That's
And
what everybody tells me.
Yep. And he says every time you look in the mirror, you say the exact same thing. So he says, oh, your mom used to say that to you. Alicia used to say to you all the time that you reminded her of him the way you looked. And I feel like, though, you're already kind of on a path of outliving your dad's age. So I just feel like you're just going to outlive whatever age he got to. Your mom says she sees you like trying to make, you got like a lot of changes kind of happening right now.
I'm
Your life.
started meditating and
Yep. She says it's the changes that you're making are in the realm of self-care. So it's not just meditating. You're trying to eat better or cleaner. You're trying to take better care of yourself, whatever. Like, she is behind you 1,000,000%. She's saying hi to your sister. So please let your sister and all the other siblings know. But she's very focused on you. She's very excited to be here to talk to you. She's very proud of you. And she's like, so's your dad. And so your dad is also proud of you. But she's doing all the talking. So I just feel like she's very excited to get to have this communication with her. You do talk to your mom. She knows how much you miss her. She says she can be with all of her siblings and all of her grandkids, or all of your siblings and all of her grandkids and everybody here all at the same time, which feels magical to her, because I do feel like your mom kind of believed in this stuff, but I don't think that I feel like she was raised religiously. So she has some kind of religious background, but she did believe that the people that died did come to visit her sometimes. And she has been to visit you, is what she's telling me. And so I feel like sometimes you get goosebumps on your scalp. I feel like sometimes one side of you, like you can almost smell her. It's like a little body lotion, and her cooking, and the way her house used to smell. And she's an awesome grandma. The only problem with her being a grandma is it wasn't long enough, because that's how your mom is. She would want to be a grandma for 50 years.
Oh, she loves kids.
She definitely does. And any new ones coming. But there seems to be a loss of a child connected to your mom, a young person, very young person, like a baby or a toddler or something. She seems to have a little kid with her over there in the spirit world that she holds and cradles. It brings her a lot of joy to be with this kid. She's giving you this information to pass it on to whoever needs to hear it.
That would be my 2 older brothers.
Yeah. Oh, they're the ones who've lost a kid or a baby or something like that. Because it's like a little kid and a grown kid.
Yeah, one passed after birth, and then the other one passed maybe
Older.
in his, like, when he was about 20 years old.
Yeah, older. She's got him, but she's got the baby in her arms.
Oh,
so
sweet.
She's talking about the baby. And the other thing is that other grandson died unexpectedly. That was very surprising. And she welcomed him into the spirit world. So I just want to pass that along. Wait a minute. No. Did your mom die after him?
Yes.
She said she didn't welcome him. He welcomed her. And not just that. So did your dad, who was with the baby and the 20-something. And your mom says they all welcomed me. So she had a very happy passing because she was done with her body, and she felt like shit. I don't know what's going on with your mom. She felt like shit. And she's just telling me she was able to leave a little earlier. So to me, what that means is that there is a likelihood that she was unconscious or not really with it at the end. So her soul disconnects from her body, so she doesn't experience any pain or anything like that. But she's so excited because they all welcomed her. She said they were all waiting for me, and even the baby. And there's a bunch of dogs and some cats and a bunch of relatives, because both sides of your family have tons of dead people. She just is like, and your mom loves family, and she loves those kids, and she loves her grandkids. And she says there's been, or there will be, or maybe there already exists, a great grandkid or something like that. Your mom is so family oriented, and she cares so much about her kids and what they're doing and how their lives are going. And if they're having any struggles, if you're having any struggles, this is how your mom is. She doesn't want to talk about herself. She wants to talk about you. She wants to talk about how proud she is of you. She wants to talk about is it a son you have?
Yes, ma'am.
One who also looks like you. So
I'm going to be seeing them next month.
Yeah, your son. She keeps talking about you and your son who looks like you. She says there's something about you developing a connection or something with your son. You already are connected to him, but like something additional. She says she sees that. She sees how hard you've worked as a dad to kind of like be different, to be more open-minded or whatever. Your dad sees it too, and he loves you for it. Good job trying to break that pattern in your family of being open and loving and whatever. And your dad he says he learns from watching you. So I just want to give you that from your dad, because I know you asked for your mom, but your dad says he needs to tell you that he learns from watching you. Different way to be a parent, different way to be a partner, different way, all of that. I'm not saying he was bad in any of that, but he thought he could use some improvement. And so I feel like your dad wanted to let you know that he learns from watching you. And your mom, she's just in your business. So I feel like you talk to her. Are you also like going soon to get something done to your vehicle or your car? Like maintenance. It's
No.
planned. It seems planned. It doesn't seem like spur of the moment, like, oh, my brakes go out or something. It's not like that. It's planned. But it's some kind of, why is your mom talking about vehicle maintenance? That means so strange to me, because she doesn't really seem to give a shit really about that. But I feel like it's connected to you. So it's either you or possibly your son, but something about someone getting some kind of vehicle maintenance and then finding something and saying, oh, we can fix this. And it would allow either you or your son or whoever to go on some kind of journey that you want to go on, that having some kind of car trouble. This is so freaking weird. Having some kind of like car thing for you or your son, like getting something checked, is going to make something go smoothly. And she's just giving you a heads up, not because she gives a shit about vehicle maintenance, but she does care about her family coming together.
Yeah, he's going to have to drive to meet me out in Las Vegas.
Okay. So make sure he gets any maintenance done on his vehicle.
Okay.
Because she keeps talking about vehicle maintenance. So if it's a road trip, make sure he does whatever he needs to do, because it's a small thing, but it may be a big inconvenience.
Okay.
So I just want to point that out. And I do think he makes that trip. So I just want to let you know that. I'm just going to wrap this up, but I want to tell you, because it looks like you're starting a new, like, not just the meditating stuff. There's other things that you're going in a different direction than you've ever been before. It's like traveling into the unknown for you. And I feel like in the past, when it's been unknown, you've been a little scared of that. But now this traveling into this path of the unknown is actually something looking forward, like you're looking forward to it. There's growth, there's understanding, there's all this cool shit. And she says, and your dad, and I think you got an uncle and an aunt over there and a couple of other, I don't know who they are yet, but everybody is saying this is good for you. You feel good about it, but you're kind of unsure. So I just want to give you the kiss of your mother, the blessing of her.
Great.
Like she's
that
like
feels good.
You on the head. And she says that you are not imagining that you're having conversations with her in your head. It is merely because she doesn't have a discarnate voice box. It sounds like your own voice in your head going back and forth, and then you disregard it. But in reality, that's your mom. She's always in your brain. So I just want you to know that she's not always up in all your business, because she doesn't have a body to be like that, but she's incredibly aware of the changes that you're making right now, and all of them are giving you a thumbs up.
Yeah,
So,
start following Joe Dispenza.
Awesome. I love Joe Dispenza. That is awesome. He has those great workshops and stuff like that he does, and you can see, like, oh, for any of you guys who don't know, Joe Dispenza is awesome. Years ago, he was riding his bike. He hit a car door. He I think he fractured something in his back or something like that. And so he basically didn't want to do the surgery that he knew he wouldn't really recover from. So he learned how to heal himself, and he teaches other people how to heal themselves. I might have a little bit of that information wrong, but it's mostly right. And that's what we talk about here.
You're correct.
So I'm like, we're going to say that's like 90% accurate. But he has tons of books and workshops and stuff that he does. And it's very, he's a neurosurgeon. So it's kind of nice to hear the perspective of someone who, like, didn't necessarily, like me, who didn't necessarily believe in this kind of stuff until he had an experience. And now you, Robert, will have your own experiences, and you've had your own ones, and your meditation. And I'm sure you do the, what is that? The Kundalini energy, the popping it up and down in meditation.
I've just started doing that, and it feels great. I love it. It
does. And it's like balancing. So even on like your hardest day, I know, like, some days I've just had to sit there and bring that energy up and down through my chakras, and it's awesome. So definitely keep following him. But the more you follow him, the more the more you get into spirituality or all that other kind of stuff, it's just the more and more that your dead people can talk to you. So just know they can bless you, they can inspire good things, and that you're very loved. But congratulations on the new leg of your journey.
Thank you so much.
Very different than where you come from. And also, I just want you to know your mom's going to be with your son as he drives there. But there's also another grandson of hers who's going on an upcoming trip, who she is also talking about being with. He would be a nephew of yours, I'm thinking.
He's in France right now.
Is he? So he's in France right now, but he's coming back. Like he's traveling right now, but he's coming back home, because she's on a travel with a nephew of yours that is far away. So she's already there. She'll be there every leg of that journey, every leg of your journey, every leg of your son's journey. So I just want to let you know that and give you all the love from her. And thank you.
Thank you so much.
I know there were so many problems getting you on here, but thank you so much.
I'm glad so much gratitude to you. Thank you so much.
No problem. And your mom knows how to get through to me. So apparently.
Okay. Well, I'll be calling you to set up another reading.
I will tell you, when you call me to set up a reading, I'll be like, have I read you before? And you'll tell me about this and I won't remember shit. But there should always be new information. And if I do remember anything, I'll definitely tell you up front. So no worries there. So
fantastic.
It was very nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you as well.
Yes. And until we meet again, I wish you a very happy new year.
Happy New Year to you and everybody out there. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Okay, you guys. So we're going to do another one. I'm trying to get on this here. If you didn't know, I talk a lot. So let's do the little signs, the little emojis, and then I'll just pick a name that way. And all the stuff I was talking about, if you're not on my newsletter list, be on my newsletter list. It's on my website, and all the links to all my social media and all that kind of shit. And all the upcoming events for Soul Social, Home Sweet Home, and readings by Kim. So I'm looking at all of these. Hi to whoever said hi to me. Sam Glenn. Wait a minute. Where did I see Sam Glenn? Where is that? Is that a name? Did we see it on here? I think I did. If I didn't, I'll pick somebody else. But I thought that's what I saw. Oh, Sam Glenn. There you go. And here is the link. Paste. The link should be available to you. You should see it. I posted it. Steph's posting it. So if you want to jump on here, I don't know if it's a male Sam or a female Sam, so we'll see when it happens. But I wanted to make that connection. So you should be able to see the link in the comments on whatever, whether it's YouTube or Facebook or whatever. Stephanie's posting it and pinning it. So you should be able to just click that and get on there. So you guys, I'm going to do this one. And then I'm probably going to dip out because I'm tired and I've been doing readings all day and I got a whole day of readings tomorrow. But I just want you to know, there we are with a Sam Glenn. Oh, it's a lady Sam. Okay, hold on here just a minute. Let me add her. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Have I ever read you before?
You have, but it's been many, many years.
Oh, well, nice to re-meet you.
Yes, nice to re-meet you.
Thank you for coming on and doing this.
Yes, I'm so excited.
I saw Sam and I'm like, why did I pick two guys' names? And then I was like, wait, maybe it's a lady Sam.
Lady Sam.
It is a lady Sam. Not that there's anything wrong with a guy Sam.
Yes, yes.
I was just like, huh. So I've read you before.
Yes.
I'm not exactly sure where our journey will take us today. But I don't remember anything about our reading.
Okay.
It's probably a hot minute ago because I've been
Yeah.
doing this 20 years, so I don't
Yeah.
remember when it was. But if any loved ones come through for you that may have visited me before, sometimes they come through with that information, but there should always be new stuff from whatever I talked to you about the last time.
Okay.
So, do you want me to start off with a topic and then odds are it's going to work one way or the other because there's always dead people and there's always psychic stuff. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
where do you want to start? Because we're off to the races here.
Yeah, if there's any spirits that are coming through, people that are coming through, I think that there may be some who I haven't spoken to before. So I'd like that, but I'm open to whatever.
Okay. Well, let me tune into you. You guys, this is how, like, I do readings in my office, is how I'm going to do this one. So I give you my little spiel of like, blah, 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 blah. And this is how I work. And then I will kind of say what I feel about you, and then we'll move over to loved ones, and then we'll talk whatever's going on in your life.
Okay.
But it looks like you're on a journey of like some kind of newfound love, whether it's a career or a romance or whatever. There's some new love stuff kind of floating around you that I feel like you're moving toward, and you would feel like you're moving toward that, but it's definitely like something you love. So it's either a relationship that's moving more in a direction of communication and love. It could be that you're deciding you're moving into a career where you're moving into love, but it's like something you love or something you can be very devoted to. So that would be my sense. And it's just kind of this energy that's all around you as you're kind of like moving forward in your life. So I definitely have loved ones here, and we're going to talk to them right now. But I feel like they're showing me this because they want you to know that they are your fan club. You have them kind of cheering you on. So I want to let you know that. I do feel like I have a man here who dies kind of very quickly, not suddenly, but quickly. He has multiple health issues. And one of those might be connected to his breathing or chest. But he has like multiple things wrong. So I can't say, oh, it's just a heart attack, or, oh, it's just this, because everything was falling apart, is what he's saying. And then he got sick with something else, and then that made it even worse. And then everything just kind of starts to deteriorate very quickly. He seems like he wants to protect you. He feels almost like a father figure-y kind of dude, but I don't know if he's your dad or not, but he certainly feels like he wants to protect you as you move forward, as you're moving forward in your life, whatever this stuff is that's going on. He seems like he wants to walk beside you. He's cheering you on, but I really feel like the end of his life was kind of a shit show. And so it's like not everybody, he thought it was, I think it is, but does this make any sense to you?
Yes, that's all connecting. Yes.
I've never talked to him before, right?
No, you've never spoken to him.
He doesn't know me. He's like, this is his first time, but he was so excited to get to him and let you know it's not a shit show anymore. And he's a very much like the type of guy who just tells it to you like it is.
Yes.
And he leaves behind family. I think you're part of his family. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. And so is he also like, is this your dad though, or just a guy that was like a dad? Because he gives me like paternal, I want to protect you, mentor you, be there for you kind of vibes.
Yeah, grandfather.
Is it on your dad's side?
No.
No. Okay. So he feels very paternal when he's coming through. He also is a very much a shoot from the hip kind of guy.
Yes.
He is when he's coming through, he tells me there weren't a lot of people that didn't know where they stood with him. And
that is true, for better or for worse.
Yes, he is definitely well, and he keeps telling me there were all these crazy, awesome stories about him, about stuff that he did throughout his life that seems to be talked about later after he dies. And I think he likes it. People talk about him. He digs it. Keep doing it. Did he leave behind your grandma?
Yes.
Like, was your grandma still alive when he
Yes.
died? But is she now over there?
No.
Okay, you have a grandma over there.
I do.
So your grandpa is telling me that he left your grandma. So she's still here. And that's all he means by that, is that
Right.
she was still alive when he died. But you do have a lady that's calling herself your grandma who's like, hey, I'm over here. She definitely has no problems getting my attention. I feel like she is the loudest voice in my head right now. So your
Okay.
grandpa, even though your grandpa is quite chatty and very friendly, your grandmother seems like she sometimes could run the show. That is kind of her energy.
Yeah.
She just comes in ready to organize shit and get people where they need to go in this reading. And
Yeah.
that just seems like your grandma's energy. But
Yeah.
have I talked to her before?
Yes.
Perfect. That is because I'm like, how do you know this? She's like, oh, we got to get everybody in order. So
We've already done this. We already know.
I'm like, it's weird the way she's like, knows what she's doing, and this guy doesn't, but he is definitely the type of guy. He's not shy. He doesn't walk in the room and like be a wallflower. He is definitely loud and makes his presence known. He is also quite the comedian, and your grandma on your other side is laughing at his jokes. And I don't know, he's got all the jokes. So wait a second. Is your grandma that's in the spirit world, is that the one on your dad's side?
Yes.
Okay, and your dad's still alive, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. But is there a son for her in the spirit world? Or like an uncle? Because there's some guy that she says is like her son-in-law, or I don't know, maybe it's like her nephew, or she has some guy that knows your father and is in your father's age group, who's in her family, who died unexpectedly, but from a health issue. But it seems like it's on your dad's side.
So I'm not sure if this is helpful or not, but she has a late husband and an ex-husband who have passed. One of them would be more in a son's age group.
Okay, so like he died a long time ago.
Like a couple years, nothing crazy. Both of them were just a couple years ago, so wasn't a long time ago.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if that's fitting.
Younger than her.
Her late husband would have been like 20 years younger than her.
Okay. So that because he looks like her kid, but did he die after her though?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Because it's like, she's like, look who I'm with. She keeps saying he's there with me. So she must have died a while before him.
Yeah.
He's with her. And she keeps talking about how much she loved him. I don't think that's her ex-husband. I think that was her husband, right?
Yes, probably. I think that's what's connecting.
I think her ex-husband is over there as well. Is that true? She's not talking about him. That's not what she wants to talk about.
Yeah, not surprising.
The other guy came over there who she was like madly in love with. And now she's with him again. And they have this kind of timeless connection. And she's so happy to be with him again because they didn't get enough time together here. So now they get it there and they get to have other lives with each other. So
that's
your
so
grandma
special.
wanted to give you an update on her current afterlife situation and that they're connected again.
Good.
Because that just makes her like, I feel like she is smiling from ear to ear when I see her. So I just got to tell you that. I also think that she has a dog with her that seems like it was yours. And it seems like you had this dog when your grandma was alive. So this seems old, like old news or something. She has some dog of yours from back when she was alive and your family had some kind of dog or you had some kind of dog.
Okay.
But did you have recently, like in the last few years, have you had a cat that had to be put to sleep? Or a small dog, like size of a cat. So there's something about an animal having to have been put to sleep. It feels small and rolled up in my lap. So
We had a puppy that passed in its sleep.
passed in its sleep. Was it like it's young. It looks small. It looks like it's the size of a cat. So you didn't put it to sleep. It passed in its sleep.
Yeah.
He keeps showing me that was really heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So she has the puppy because she says it devastated everybody.
Yeah.
Because the puppy was so sweet.
Yeah.
And it was just a little baby.
Yeah.
So she has the baby.
Oh,
with her.
good.
And she also, do you have a daughter?
No.
Does she have another? Wait a minute. This is your dad's mom and stepdad. Does she have a living daughter?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like she keeps saying daughter. So I'm trying to figure out what this is. It just seems like her living daughter is in need of assistance. Not necessarily from you.
Right.
But maybe she's communicated with your dad something.
Okay.
I kind of feel like your grandma is coming with the dude, and I think she has a brother over there, and she keeps talking about like the puppies with her. She's got like a bunch of animals with her. She apparently keeps them all, but she says my daughter is missing me.
Oh.
Or having a hard time right now with something. Maybe it's just because the holidays just passed or something like that.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't exactly know. It's not like a health issue.
Okay.
Or something. I wouldn't be sharing that with you on freaking Facebook Live. But it definitely feels like she's just missing her mama.
Okay.
And her mom's around her a lot right now. She's also around your dad, but for an entirely different reason.
Okay.
It's like your dad's like bouncing back and forth between some stuff. I don't know what it is. She's trying to get him trying to inspire him to be more focused or forward moving. But now he's just kind of like, I feel like it's like a pinball machine in my head with your dad. And I don't know why. I don't think his head is literally a pinball machine.
Right.
But I just feel like I can't like bing, 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 bing. So I just feel like she wants to let you know that she's around your dad. She's around her daughter. And I think she has another kid as well. Or either that or she's just talking about her grandkids or something. But she seems very excited. She let him talk and then she took over. So it's because she knew how to talk to me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
She's got your puppy. She's got your, I don't know, step grandpa.
Right.
She is with like visiting living people. I also, though, have to say there is somebody here that looks like he's your age.
Okay.
He dies very unexpectedly. And I feel like you had a strong attachment to him at one point in your life, but I don't know that it was so strong at the end.
Okay.
And he dies unexpectedly. And it seems like, or at least it's unexpectedly for you, because I feel like you just kind of find out about it. But at some point, you and him were tight.
Okay.
And then things just kind of, I don't know, it's like sand through my fingers. Things just kind of, I don't know, maybe it's just life or time or whatever. It just naturally kind of falls apart or disconnects. But he is not someone that I've talked to before.
Okay.
He's definitely not someone I've talked to before. And he comes with this very friendly kind of demeanor. He says you aren't even, maybe you don't know everything that happened at the end of his life, or you just kind of find out about it, in like an odd way, like on a Facebook Live or on a, I don't know, like on a Facebook post or whatever. But he
Okay.
says you know him and you know he's dead. He's very friendly with you. You guys must have shared like some pretty significant laughter, meaningful moments, stuff like that, but not at the end. And how he dies, I don't even know that you know all the details, but you do know that it wasn't maybe connected to his health. But that might be all you know. Does that make sense?
A little bit, yeah. If he can give me some more details here. I think I know who it is. I'm like 80% sure, but
Did
some
you
of it isn't quite matching it up.
Is there, what part doesn't? Like, you don't
Part
tell
that
me
doesn't so it makes sense the young person, but the young person that I know that passed had cancer.
had cancer. Okay. So, but this still seems unexpected. Like,
Yeah,
I would
it was
not
it was a
expect
quick kind of turn at the end. We thought we were on the uphill, ended up being on the downhill, that kind of thing.
because it seems like he was very surprised to be where he is right now.
Yeah.
There's a surprise.
Yes.
And they don't know exactly, because I don't know that you were like around him at the end, but
Yeah.
I know that there was like some information that they didn't even, because he had cancer, they didn't look at everything, because that's like how he died, but he
Right.
might, like his heart might have stopped or something.
Right.
He's just telling me that there's details about it that they didn't look into any further.
Okay.
But he is a younger person. Those details aren't bad or anything like that.
Right.
He doesn't give a shit. He's fine. He's in the spirit world, but I feel like he shared a lot of laughs with you. And when I heard you laughing earlier, I saw him kind of want to connect with you because you guys used to laugh all the time. He's like,
Yeah.
I know that laugh.
Oh.
And that's how he showed up. And I've never talked to him before.
No.
But he has tried to communicate with you.
Oh,
So
interesting.
You've had some kind of like strange remembrances, experiences where you're thinking about him and then you see and you're like, that's weird. Because he says he has actually made a point of visiting all the people that he loves, mainly because he's a little bit of a smartass. And he likes getting to talk to everyone. He likes being in everybody's head. He's funny. He's smart. He is like, he did everything. Yeah, he was like, I did everything I was supposed to, and like, fuck cancer. So he did what they told him to do. He went through all the treatment. He thought he was gonna. He kept saying like, well, if this could get better, if that could get better, and then it just crashed on him. And then he almost like became unconscious, and then that was it, and then he was gone. Yeah. And he said everybody was talking to him, telling him to kind of like hold on because they didn't want him to die. And he didn't want to die, but his body died. And the thing is, I've never met a dead person in all my years of doing this who was like, God, I really wish I was alive again, because nobody wants to be here. So the minute that he gets there, he's good. Yeah. So yeah, he wasn't ready to die and all that kind of stuff. But once he hits the spirit world and he realizes he gets to be around everybody and there's no more human adversity, he's solid. So he's doing great over there. And his sense of humor is, it fills up my heart and my head. Oh, good. And he fills up your heart and your head with fond memories. Yeah. And he says sometimes he just pops in randomly when you're not expecting it. And you're like, why am I thinking of this? I totally forgot about that. He goes, it's because I'm around. Yeah, he's ornery for sure. He definitely wants to make sure that you know that he's in your business. Okay. In a very kind and loving way. Good. So I just want to tell you, he's over there. It's funny that Grandpa's like, I told him how to talk to you. She's like, just so you know, I helped him. I just feel like that's your grandma's energy. I just want to say, I don't know what this new chapter is for you, but right on. You're moving in a new direction that looks positive and like overdue a little. And then I also feel like, though, your grandpa, who was the first one, said, tell your grandma I said hello. And he kind of winks at me. So He's kind of winking at your grandma.
He was a flirt. He was a flirt.
Yeah, that's how he is with your grandma. I feel like a little weird winking at you on a Facebook Live from your grandpa. But he says, tell her I was
Okay.
here. And I do feel like he visits her all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
all
We
love
feel
there.
them.
He's definitely there. The guy's there. So I got to as many of them as I could.
Oh, thank you.
Just want to let you know that they love you. They're excited. They're the ones that got in my brain. That grandma got in my brain. And for some reason, that's the male female thing got mixed up for me, because I was like, wait a minute, I feel like I have male energy and you're a Sam. And I was like, but I think it's a lady. So that is
feeling.
all of that kind of, it's confusing when you don't really know what the hell I'm just kind of
Totally. You're coming in blind.
Right now, yes. But I definitely want to just give you all the love from them. There's so much like energy and joy connected to them. There always is with dead people, but in today's little adventure, your grandma, she's like, I organized it all for you. Just so you know. She was the boss.
Thanks, Grandma. Appreciate it.
And she's like, no problem. And she's got her dude over there with her. And your biological grandpa, or her first husband, he's nowhere in sight. So she says he's over there.
Yeah.
But she's not letting him talk today. However, I am going to say, I see like a little,
just a little
in the background, like a little like,
he's a wallflower. He's a wallflower. So
he's not gonna mess with her. That is not, he doesn't want to have anything to do with that. He actually, I think if he was alive, he'd be a little scared of her. So he's not like any of the other people. So all I see is a little high. When I said he's nowhere to be seen, he's like, so
I'm just back here.
Yeah, he's just back there letting her do her whole thing. According to her, he's nowhere to be seen, but according to him, he's like, so I just want to let you know that and give you lots of love from them. And just know they're with you as you kind of like move forward in the future, try and inspire good things around you, and they love you.
Oh, thank you so much, Kim.
You're welcome so much. So nice to re-meet you.
Yes, nice to re-see you.
And I hope I made that word up, re-meet. That's the best way to explain it, because it always feels like new whenever meeting someone, even if like I sit there and talk for like an hour about your whole entire personal life and then I forget all about it. So
that's all right.
Always brand new for me.
There you go.
Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it, and Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one. Bye. All right, you guys. So that's going to be my last one. I appreciate that you all are I see some of you guys still left on here. I just want you to know that your loved ones are here. Your loved ones are here. I just didn't get to talk to any of them just because I went in the direction of those two. But for those of you who know me, who I've read you before, like Angela, I know that your son is here. I know that they're here and like wanting to communicate with you. I can only do so many while I do this, especially since I usually like do readings before I come on here. So I just want you to know that there's a lot of love here tonight for you guys. And I know I talked a lot in the beginning about like predictive stuff, talked about upcoming classes and all of that. So keep an eye on the newsletter for that and know that that will be kind of coming up. But I really appreciate that all of you guys sit with me and listen to me blab away. I love every single one of you. And whether I've met you recently or a long time ago, just know I still care. I feel like everybody comes to me and I feel like I'm friends with them. And then I don't remember any of their shit. So thanks to ADHD, that's what we're going to say to that. And being a medium who talks to dead people all day. But I love you guys. And look for my upcoming newsletter and look for the upcoming events that I'll be doing, which I won't just be having, I'll be participating in with you guys, like the fun stuff, so that we can connect as a community again, just a bunch of weirdos who believe in psychics and dead people. So anyway, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful night. It was very, thank you. Just thank you. Thank you. And I'm going to have to edit off the first few minutes of this because it's just me staring off into space. But anyway, you guys have a great night and it was good to see you.